quite tired, 'cause it's like 2 p.m. But you might say, Shannon, what are you talking about? 2 a.m. is normal time for everyone else, but guess what? I'm fucked up sleep schedule. I can't deal. It's kind of warm in here. Shit. Hey, hi, ho, and howdy, everybody. My name is Shannon Sook, and welcome to episode number, I don't even kind of know, to Katawa Shoujo, RIN's route. Or root. I prefer to say root, but people judge me when I say that. And if you're one of those people, you're perfectly within your right to do so, but you're hurting my feelings. Anyway, hey everybody, how you doing? It's been a little while. That goes without saying. This is one of my shows, so I'll just take 9.5-year-long breaks between every 3 and 4 episodes, because all of the reasons. So, anyway, we're here. In the last episode, stuff most assuredly happened. What was it? Fuck if I know. I'm tired. My brain don't work for shit. I don't even... The only reason I'm recording this episode is I woke up this morning and people were mysteriously missing from the house. So I'm just like, you know what? Fuck it, let's go. And even if they end up getting back, at this point, I've put it off for long enough that I'm just gonna fight through it. And if someone tries to be like, "Hey, can you?" and I'll be like, "You know what? No, I can't do anything. I'm unable to do things ever again in my entire goddamn life. And if you ever ask me again, I'll probably ignore everything that I just said to you and probably do it because I'm. God damn it. Anyway." Some days later, I spot Rin and Sai standing together in front of the gallery. Also, I always call her Say. Though recently I played another game, not on the channel, obviously, but I recently played another game in which a character has that name, and it said 1,000,000 times that it was Say and not Sai. So I guess I need to change your name to Say. I need to say it right. Ha! I'm hilarious. This is why people watch whatever the fuck it is I do in front of the gallery as I walk down the street toward the gallery. Boy, you're worse than I am when it comes to fucking doubling down on shit, aren't you? They seem to be talking to each other while Sai has a smoke. Have one of them Camel cigarettes. There's a Marlboro Man and fucking shit. I don't. Good afternoon. I say this even though it's not really afternoon anymore. I came a bit later than usual since I got caught up doing homework. Look at you being studious, my boy, my man. You make us proud, kind of, not really. It's gonna be dark soon. I've already forgotten what her voice was. I don't even know. What am I to do? Except for just make some shit up and roll with it. I don't know. But that seems like a good option tonight. Da-na-na. Okay, hello there, Sao. Hello there, Hisao. Come to visit the little kitten again. A sassy minx that she be. Rin makes a face at the nickname. I guess she doesn't like it. Yeah, fuck that. Like, yeah, I'm the best. You don't ever. Why are you talking to me like that? I'm not a floofy like a kitty cat. She is. Look at that hair. That's the floofiest kitty cat hair you've ever seen. Meow and shit. Ironically, the way she wrinkles her nose looks like she really does make her look like a bit of a fucking nailed it. Hello. Sai turns back to Rin to continue the conversation they were having. So, in other words, everything's going well enough? Rin makes a difficult expression and turns her face away from me for some reason. It's because I'm fucking beautiful and she can't stand it. Our tiny art mind is like, if I can't paint something as beautiful as his face, what will I ever do with my life? I don't know. I ask myself that question every day of my life. I don't know if that's supposed to mean that I have a beautiful face and that, or people around me have beautiful faces and therefore I am a depressed wreck. I think the nicer and probably significantly more accurate way to describe it would be the second one, but we're just, for the sake of the joke, I'm beautiful. That's why I'm so calm putting up a face cam. That's why I'm all about just showing people my fucking stupid goddamn face. And my terrible facial hair. I recently have committed to doing kind of like a quasi goatee. It looks incredibly questionable. And by questionable, I mean, yeah, nah, you should probably just go back to being clean shaven or like kind of semi throw down with a shitty fake beard. But you know what? I'm like, that takes way too much effort. So for now, lazy motherfucker that I am, we're just gonna go with this and hope it's not terrible. How will I know? I won't, because no one will see it. And that's my plan. Yeah, boy. It's difficult. It's like I'm missing something. But I'll do it. I'll get her done, as that one guy says sometimes. A catchphrase is, work hard and it'll be fine. You'll do lovely, darling. Absolutely splendid, darling. I'm going to have to start working on my part of the preparations, darling. I need to do a sales catalog, invitations, decorations, advertisement, and so on. I need the names for your works, and also we need to think up the general theme for the exhibition. We must do it, yes. They don't have stuff like that, though. I'm not very good with words, so I don't really use them. If I can not use them, I mean, sometimes I have to, but I think this is not one of those times at all. You don't like naming your works? No, fuck that. I say, as I probably would do that kind of thing. I'm the kind of fucking loser who'd name a goddamn sword. So, I mean, I can't fucking speak. It's like, I can't judge nobody. Also, I can't judge nobody because I have to fucking do the titles for my goddamn videos. And they're almost always incredibly subpar. I like it. I guess it's hard to come up with a good name for something like this. RIN shakes her head vehemently. It's not like that. It's like, if I could paint a cloud and call it an octopus, people will think about it differently than if I paint a cloud and call it the end of the world. I get what you're going with. I understand. You don't make sense like 90% of the time, but I got you. I got you, girl. I feel you. I don't feel you up, but I currently am in a position to feel you. Emotionally speaking. And not all the more questionable ways that obviously could happen. No, that I'm sure comes later. Please God, no one come home today. Every name is wrong. Every name is wrong. Nothing ever explains what I feel like when I make a painting. It's not a word thing. The only thing that would come up with new words for everything. But would it help at all? No, I don't. Probably not. It could though. I'd say just fucking roll with it. You're the creative one. You bring this shit out from the depths of your soul and show the world who you truly are. Life advice with Shannon L. Shook, the guy who's waking up at 2 goddamn p.m. being like, people are let's go play a game. Okay, fuck. I have coffee. I don't know why I'm not drinking fucking coffee. This is the interlude where I just sit here and drink coffee. This is Coffee Time with Shannon. I'll be reading your comments out loud. We'll have a Q&A discussion. Okay, let's go through the comments. There's no comments. One guy literally just wrote sex. So, you know, we're off to a grand old start. I agree, by the way, to that person. Then the paintings would just would what the fuck? Would go with just unnamed number 1 and so on. It's a bit it's a bit inconvenient, but I don't see how that's more inconvenient than the other thing. It's less dramatic and cool, maybe, but it's not inconvenient. If the name was like Gudenflorp McDiddlenoggins equals MC squared, go fuck yourself, that would be more inconvenient than naming it unnamed number 1 because it's shorter. No, it's longer than the thing that I just said it would be more inconvenient than. So I'm just saying it's not necessarily more convenient than the other way. If it was puppy, there you go. Look at that. It's less you are correct. It is less inconvenient that way because there's less letters that you have to put on the paintings and the signs and stuff. But that's we have weird standards for convenience, ma'am. Oh god. That's no good. Unnamed means oh god. Oh god. I'm dying. Unnamed means that you just didn't come up with a good name. And unnamed is the name. It's like that Greek guy with the sheep and all. The fuck are you talking about? I'm trying to think of Greek people with sheep. I know a lot of Greek things, and sheep is not the thing that immediately jumps to my mind in any sort of mythology or history. Though I might just be uneducated. This is our fucking American school systems at work, everybody. I've been saying it for years. Have I? Probably not, actually. Sai thinks about this for a while, furrowing her brow. She keeps looking at Rin's serious face. I really hope I don't start melting here pretty soon. Because, like, it's... Right now, it's warm, but I'm not dying yet. But everything in my room is an enclosed space. So give it time. Also, that lamp in the background that's just generating heat like nothing, or like every... Point is, it's fucking hot back there. I should probably turn that off, lest I set the whole goddamn room on fire. I'm going away. Come sail away with me. It's not the rhythm, and or melody, and or harmony, or whatever of that song, but I'm just gonna go with it. I need to get into this, man. I need to get my shit together. I'm a real one. Okay, let's do this. So you're saying, darling, your artwork should be completely without labels? Without the labels? No. No. I think that's what I'm saying, yeah. Sai lets out a dry laugh, the kind old ladies who smoke too much always seem to end up with. Let's hope your art will never end up in a museum. The curators will explode. But like sexually, because they're like, that art looks good. Or probably not. Probably okay. Alright then. She takes a contemplative puff of her cigarette, which is worn down not so much more than the butt. Then she drops it onto an ashtray affixed to the wall next to the door. Then again, it could work. We could use this to our advantage. Yes. What do you mean? What you talk about, Willis? This namelessness, this rejection of labels, it works. Think about it. Exactly. Did you even try thinking about it? No? Well, I'll explain it to you then. It's a good unifying theme, and something people can grasp onto easily. Allows for a lot of room for interpretation. It gives a good impression. Think about it. All the sorts of associations can be made, starting from identity and self-definition, all the way to whatever you want to think about it. My voice, what is even kind of up? We could call your exhibition Nameless and build it on that theme. How does that sound? Rin thinks about this for a while. She takes up her role imitating the fucking thinker from that guy who made that statue. I don't remember who made the thinker. So we're just gonna move on. My joke has completely fallen apart, and therefore, it's done. In the garbage. Out of here. Fuck you, joke. You didn't land. But wait, dude, I'm still here. I'm not ready to go. Fuck you, get in that basket now. Don't forget to put a bag in there. It makes it easier for me to clean it out later. Okay. It's really kind of fucked up. You're essentially asking me to dig my own grave. I'm like, you goddamn right I am. I'm a savage son of a goat herder. And you know what? Good, because neither do I. What the fuck? I'm not sure how Sai managed to get so fired up at the Rin's reluctance to apply names to her works. The fuck just happened? Did my brain just break? Oh, okay. Sorry. This is my bad. I clicked outside the fucking OBS is running in the background recording the goddamn thing. So I just clicked on the fucking recording thing and not on the actual game. So my mind just completely shattered. It feels like she might be extrapolating a little too much, but it's a pretty impressive sounding idea. That's pretty neat. I don't think it's a bad idea. For what it's worth, I'd say it sounds pretty good to me too. It's not worth much, Hisao, you silly bastard. You're just here. Saya reaches into her pocket for another cigarette, lighting it with a neon green butane lighter. Smoke it down, girl. What? That sounds potentially incredibly sexual. Her forehead wrinkles. She rubs it as it appears to furiously think more on this idea. She doesn't say a word for a little bit, but every now and then she takes a sharp drag from the cigarette. Yes, I think this would work out pretty nicely. I'm going to take this as the starting point and work from here. I'm going in to work on this. You go back upstairs and try to find your missing ingredient. Is it tomatoes? Is it tomatoes? On their own, I'm not a big fan. You mush that shit up, put it in a sauce. It's delicious. Maybe an onion. Onion is like the perfect vegetable. It goes in everything. Same with garlic. It's hard to fuck that shit up. Maybe not in like a cake or some cookies, but like savory, forget about it. It's good in everything. I'll fight you if you say differently, but I won't really because I'm pathetic. I'm personally a fan of mushrooms, like throw a dice, a couple of them. If it's fried rice, maybe some bean sprout. Okay, so it's salt. I'm sure you'll come to it sooner or later if this motherfucker shuts up and just reads the goddamn dialogue like the fucking loser he is. Thank you, Sai. You give me such confidence. You bitch. Rin doesn't reply, so Sai takes one last long pull from her cigarette and drops it into the tray to join the others of its kind. See, this is like segregation of some kind. Cigarettes go in here, everyone else goes out here. I see what you're pulling. You fucking racist. I see what you're doing here. You think I don't? Pfft. Devil woman. Okay. The gallery... What the fuck am I talking about? I'm sorry. It's not even funny. It's just stupid. The gallery owner turns to head back inside, but is stopped by Rin just as she reaches for the George Handel. George R.R. Handel, everyone's favorite writer. Sai. That goddamn mouse motherfucker. Okay, this is why I use a goddamn controller, because you don't know when to fucking work right, fingers. You're broken. Fucking hands just do whatever they want. This is why I break so many goddamn dishes. Because y'all motherfuckers just like, we're just doing this now. Go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself. Stuff is happening on screen right now. And it's your fault that we're not getting into it. You fucking middle finger son of a bitch. you fucking raise yourself at me and then put all the other fingers down, make me question my own insanity, and also hurt my feelings, you son of a bitch. What were we talking about again? What is it, kitten?
Guys, some cigarettes.
She looks at Rin incredulously, clearly not having expected such a direct request. Not that I did either. Yeah, probably wouldn't have been my first thing to think about. Don't tell your teacher. She stuffs the packet in Rin's pocket along with the neon green lighter. The day is already folding into dusk as we climb up the dark stairs leading up to what is now basically Rin's atelier. As we go inside, Rin doesn't seem to be able to settle down. She keeps pacing around the room like a caged animal, looking through the skylight at the burgundy-colored dusk. The last night of the sun's advance across the sky reflects from the clouds floating over the town, filling every corner of the atelier with blazing bright orange. With blazing orange light, whatever. So, painting is going well? She blinks, then relaxes her muscles. I didn't even realize how tensed up she was until now.
Not really. I haven't painted in like 3 days. I'm going in squares. Squares. Oh, God.
Circles, you mean?
If you say so. I tried doing things a bit differently, but it doesn't really work. And now the old way doesn't work either. I need something more. It's not enough like this.
Rin's response gives me pause, since as usual I can't exactly understand what she means. Although, really, I shouldn't have expected much else. She either says nothing at all, or way too much. Trying to comprehend and follow her train of thought feels like wading through the jungles of Borneo equipped with a wooden spoon and a map of Hokkaido. You poetic son of a bastard. It's annoying how her thoughts are both laid out in plain sight and hidden from view every time she opens her mouth. What more? You said that to Sai as well. Dime. I'm dying. I don't even know what that word was. Dime. It's a dime, is what it is. That's 10 cents American. For all of you not American people. 10 of those put together, you got yourself a whole dollar. You know, fat American dollar bills. But not really, because the coins are made out of metal, so you can't just, like, wham them together, and they'll be like, money. I mean, it would still be like, it just wouldn't be paper. Wouldn't be like a note. It would.
I think I have to destroy myself. God damn it, I can't be funny during any of this.
Okay, that sounds unnecessarily grim. What do you mean? Rin's shoulders slump, and she turns to face me directly.
I have to change. I've tried, but it's not enough yet. I have to destroy myself first, I think.
Just to be clear, you're speaking metaphorically, right? Like, learning to paint from scratch again, or whatever? So speak, like, not like, just, like, jumping out a window, because that, I tell you, it's going to be very difficult to paint if you do that. She shrugs her shoulders as if there's no difference.
There's no difference.
So, you're gonna start by smoking a cigarette for inspiration?
Maybe. I've never tried this before. Have you?
I can't say that I have. Still, I'm not really sure if having a smoke is the best starting point. She responds to my own words with another nonchalant shrug. I open the cigarette pack and look inside. It's almost full. You know, smoking's bad for you, but that's the idea here, I guess.
Yeah, I need to do something. I want to paint. I need something more.
So, okay. Fine, what's after smoking a cigarette then? How do you intend to destroy yourself? Rin thinks for a split second, averting her gaze like she does when she doesn't want to get distracted.
I don't know yet. I'll decide later.
Rin bends down to pick up a cigarette from the end. She raises her head with one between her lips and turns to me, eyebrows curved into 2 arcs challenging me to respond. With a sigh of resignation, I pick up the lighter. She doesn't. Fucking hands, you idiot. I pick up the lighter and raise it to meet the cigarette. I can feel wind. God damn it. Rin's warm breath against my quivering hand, like a little bunny bun. The flame flickers to life on the third strike of the flint, and I try to aim the dancing fire at the end of the cigarette. An amber-colored glow spreads into the wrapping paper and tobacco as Rin inhales the first smoke. It seems to relax her significantly. To my surprise, she doesn't cough, despite telling me that she's a first-timer. Rin seems to remember that it's hard to blow the smoke out without spitting the cigarette out as well. She quickly sits down on the floor, bringing her foot to her lips like a circus contortionist, and expertly picks the filter between the two toes. I don't know what that noise was, but I don't trust it. It's demons. Someone's breaking into my house. I'm about to get murdered. If I do, you'll tell the police, right? You won't probably, because this video wouldn't come out then, because I'd be dead. Nope. Unless that is the case. Unless my joke came true. And Steve McKnife's-a-lot is out in the parking lot right now. But as far as I know, that's not the case. And if this comes out, turns out it wasn't, or I'm a superhero who bravely fought him off with my bare hands. And I demand a statue, cake, possibly some attractive ladies, maybe one attractive guy, but not like to actually do anything with, but just to, like, stand in the corner and make me like feel like, oh yeah, I'm as good as that guy. I'm as good as that guy. What the fuck am I talking about? God damn it. I get down on the floor as well, and we both lie down almost simultaneously while Rin blows a steady stream of smoke towards the dim sky beyond the glass of the skylight, looking after it thoughtfully. The thin haze of steely blue smoke slithers towards the ceiling in a fish-like movement. It billows in the stagnant air of the atelier, twisting and turning around its own immaterial body until it dissipates into thin air. What's the word for smoke when it looks like that? I don't think there's any word for that. There might be. You might just be uneducated. Maybe we should come up with one. Okay, maybe you should, because this is more entertaining than the things that I just said. Maybe. Rin takes another quick experimental drag. It's not very tasty. Kinda feels like inhaling the dust lying on top of a forgotten book about the memories of the dead kingdom. I'd say that's a pretty accurate description. Like, I've experienced many a similar situation. And also I have the disadvantage of having incredibly fucked up lungs. So that's great. That was the best things to experiment with there, Shannon, you genius, you. But you know, it's not good. I can't really understand the appeal. As someone who has dicked around with that kind of thing, it's not for me. Which I've never understood, because there's two very prominent people in my life who've been all about that shit their entire lives. And, like, I get it. It's an addiction. It's one of those things that kind of takes over you and is like, hey, you want to do other stuff? Well, fuck you, Steven. You get to do this now. But I don't know. I could never, like I've experienced multiple sort of experiences with that kind of thing. I'm not going to go into detail because I don't need a cop to watch my fucking video. But let's say I've experienced those things, and I've never gained anything out of it. I've never been in a position where I've done one of those and like, oh yeah, I see the appeal. I'm like, no, I don't get it. Like, I get you guys are all fucking about it. Y'all lose your shit over this kind of thing. No matter what it might be. There's many different things it could be. I'm not gonna go into detail. But I could never understand and never get behind it. Other people, as far as I'm concerned, I know that the law generally doesn't agree with me, but most of the time, you should be able to do whatever you want with your own body. Though there are certain things that even I'm like, you know what? How about you don't? Like, you can, but you really shouldn't. And cigarettes is one of those things just because it's been so prominent in my life. Because, again, two of the most prominent people in my life smoke. I smoke cigarettes, and it's just so much money that just goes away, and it just kind of lowers your... I mean, I'm not here to tell anyone how to live your life. Again, you should be able to live it however the fuck you want. You should do what makes you happy. I'm not gonna fucking complain to you. You're a grown-ass man, or a woman, probably, maybe. I don't know. You could be 4. I don't... Number one, if you're 4, why are you watching this goddamn video? You silly little bastard. You, hey, you doing, you silly little bastard. But, like, it's one of the things where... Again, you should be able to do whatever you want, though I will probably disagree with you on a lot of different things like that. And I don't know, maybe if I had gotten something out of it, because I've experienced those things and have literally never gotten anything out of it. Ever. I've never been like, oh yeah, this is good. It's just like, I literally feel nothing. What? Like, y'all lose your shit. I don't know. I don't get it. It just seems like a waste of money and life and shit like that. And I guess it's kind of like alcohol in a way, but like I understand that more. Yeah, I guess I get that one more, but and again, don't ever let me tell you how to live your life. You should be able to do whatever the fuck makes you happy, and I don't care. Whatever makes you happy is gonna make me happy. As long as it's not straight up killing you. Because I've been in positions where... I was about to fucking laugh and smile, but I can't laugh at that. I lost my uncle to an overdose on drugs once, and... I lost my uncle. I lost someone very, 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 very fucking close to me. Not as in they died, but they had to go to prison for multiple years of my life, and that person was just gone. They weren't there anymore. And I realize this has evolved into a completely different topic, but I don't know, it's... I don't understand it, and I think that's the biggest problem is if you don't understand something, it's very difficult for you to be like, oh yeah, no, totally, go ahead. Again, I think you should fully well be able to do whatever you want, but that doesn't mean that I wouldn't try and stop you, you know? I don't know, again, this isn't where I meant any of this to go, but you know, it's just one of those things, man. I don't particularly understand it. Again, you should be able to do whatever the fuck you want, whether it's you drink or you smoke or you smoke something else. I don't know. I've known many a person who's into that kind of thing. And that's good for you. You do what makes you happy. You do, especially if it's something that's not gonna hurt you, or at least going to hurt you very little. Then please, by all means, do whatever makes you happy. Man, it's a thing, man. Because I've grown up around a lot of that stuff my entire life, whether it be alcohol. Because I mean, both of my parents have been bartenders. My dad is still a bartender to this day, and so you experience that a lot. You're around that kind of thing a lot. And from the outside perspective, it's very difficult to understand. If I had gotten more into it, or if it had been something that had been more prominent from my particular perspective, maybe it wouldn't be so much the same. And again, talking about this, I always kind of feel like I'm judgy as shit. Because I recently met a friend who drinks. They're a normal goddamn adult. They can do whatever the fuck they want. And I know that you watch my stuff, so again, you do whatever you want. This is not like a message like, hey, you better stop. Because you don't. I mean, kind of funny when you're drunk. But and like again, you do whatever you want to do. But I always feel like I'm like it kind of come off like some sort of judgy fucking. It sounds like the fucking church when I'm talking to someone. But it's not at all my intention. It's just I come at it from a very different perspective, where it's more a negative one than a positive one. Whereas say someone else is coming at it from a more positive than a negative one. It's a fucking thing, man. Again, I didn't mean for any of it to go into this. It doesn't even really fit for this conversation, but I don't know, it's a thing. It's just making me think. I didn't mean to, like, go down into the whole thing, like, oh yeah, my uncle's dead because of it, and my fucking, someone else got put in prison for, like, 3 or 4 years. That was great. God damn it. life is just not fucking fair sometimes. I don't understand.
You wanna try?
That being said, this is honestly, like, I think there's a lot of different moments in Katawa Shoujo I really, really like, but for whatever reason, I really always liked this scene. I think this is honestly my favorite scene in the whole goddamn game. Even after going through all that, yeah, no, I honestly do think it is. Then again, I haven't seen it in a while. Maybe it's not as good as I remember, but we'll see. My hesitation unintentionally surfaces again, making me freeze in the face of a rather trivial and or commonplace challenge. It's actually really funny, too. Sorry, I keep fucking dipping off. But this is actually... I think I've said it before, but things like... There's... Not long ago, I had kind of given up on a lot of the things that I really like to do. Writing eventually would also extend to things like voice acting, things like that, which I've been able to get back on my feet a bit, though admittedly life specifically right now, same reason why this episode's as late as it is, and the last few episodes have been the way that they have. Still trying to work through some shit with that, but there was points where I kind of just gave up on those things. I gave up on those things that I really wanted to do, and some things helped me pull me out of it. Things like I've mentioned the show a billion goddamn times. It's my favorite show of all time, at least that I've seen in the time I've been alive, and that's RWBY. It's not the greatest show. It's not perfect. It's not anything like that. But to me, it holds an incredible amount of sentimental value because I was there from the beginning all the way up to where it is now. I was there at the first time, and anyone ever heard Monty go, "Hey, here's this thing." I was at all that, and I owe kind of getting back into doing like what I'm doing here right now. I owe to that guy. I owe to Monty. I owe to the things that he made, because specifically after he passed away, that was the thing that really pushed me to, like, okay, I'm not going to be here forever. I'm not always going to have the opportunity to do this, to do these kind of things. So there's no reason why I shouldn't try. There's no reason why I shouldn't be moving forward. There's no reason why I shouldn't be trying to do something. And it's the thing that helped me get started in voice acting. It's the thing that helped me kind of pick up my work and stuff like that. And this is actually one of the other kind of two big influences, specifically this scene. And that might not make any sense, and it might not even make any sense by the time it's over. But for whatever reason, this scene specifically made me want to start writing again, because this image of those two just sitting down there as the smoke swirls above them, looking at the sky, for whatever reason, it painted such a vivid picture in my head and also on the fucking screen. Shannon, it's a picture, but it influenced me enough to where it was one of the biggest reasons that I wanted to start writing again. Again, I can't honestly say why, because I honestly don't know, but it made me want to do that again. And that's, as silly as it is, I honestly owe a bit of my coming back into creative-esque things to this. I don't know, it's weird. This episode's been a thing. I hope it's been enjoyable, or at least educational, or fucking something. I'm now literally just melting now, though. The heat's definitely picked up in this fucking room. God damn. RIN's ability to take everything so coolly is something I'm a bit jealous of. Alright. Taking it from her, I have a drag on it, fighting against the sudden choking feeling in my lungs as they fill with smoke. To my embarrassment, I fail, wheezing and hacking my lungs out. It's your first time there, dude. I feel flustered, but maybe I haven't lost too much face in her. I don't think she gives even the slightest bit of a care in the world. It's less unpleasant on the second try, but I still pass the cigarette back to RIN. We're like a pair of budding delinquents in middle school, sneaking their first smoke out of sight of the teachers and parents. I suppose that's not like that. It's kind of exactly what we are. After a while, the cigarette is shrunk most of the way down to the filter. Rin is still looking quietly out of the skylight. With her looking out there, the silence between the atelier seems to deepen even more. Are the cogs of creativity turning behind those eyes right now?
Do another one.
I mechanically pick up another cigarette, light it, and place it on Rin's lips. She takes a few quick puffs and moves it awkwardly around with her lips.
Fake it.
Not understanding her garbled words, I glance over at Rin, who looks like she's having trouble with it. I pick up the cigarette from her lips and place it onto mine, abandoning common sense and good reason while I do so. The first one should have been unpleasant for me, or should have been enough for me, but I take another drag, still coughing a little at the unpleasant sensation of smoke invading my respiratory organs. Thank God it ain't all your heart, my man, my dude, my... Fuck it, goddammit. I remember doing something like this before.
So you have smoked? Doesn't look like it, though.
Nah, just lying on my back and looking at the sky with you.
Oh.
The sky on the other side of the glass is growing slowly darker. It's unreachably high, even if the shimmering smoke seems to make it closer. I return the cigarette back to Rin's mouth. It feels bad somehow. The space between us, less than an arm's reach, is still there. It's the distance between us, the immeasurably wide chasm of thoughts and feelings that separate us with a graver certainty than even light years of physical distance could. By saying the right words, there might be a way to make that chasm narrower, even if just a little. I tried to cross that gap with one big step, but Rin kind of turned me back. I glance out at her out of the corner of my eye. Rin is staring upward through the smoke-filled ceiling and at the skylight of the darkening sky above us. It's almost like she's sleeping, even though I know she isn't. Her eyes are open, as is her mouth. I take the cigarette from Rin before it falls on her cheek. Yeah, don't burn the shit out of her goddamn face. She doesn't react to my touch in any way. So this is where we are now. I wonder if we can ever be closer than this. I take a drag of the cigarette and blow a thin stream of smoke upwards. These indirect kisses are the only things that connects us right now. The taste of Rin's lips on the filter mixed with the ashen taste of the smoke. Her soft lips against my fingers as I press the cigarette on her mouth as if she was placing kisses on them. You romantic son of a bitch, you. The ash softly falling on the floor between us like snow. As the second cigarette is finished off, I'm already lighting the third one. The only thing breaking the stillness of the atelier is the inaudible sound of smoke floating towards the first stars blinking overhead. Light nausea hits me by the fourth or fifth cigarette. Yeah, man, you probably don't need all that in a row. Just, like, moderation on everything, my dude. Before long, the shape of the waxing moon appears in the skylight, shedding her Wayne? What? I don't know. My fucking brain is just done right now. Light down on us. It'll be a full moon. It'll be a full moon in a few days. It'll be a full moon in a few days, yes. It'll be nice to be able to fly. I flinch after realizing it was my own voice that gave birth to the remark. The bastard child of an almost inebriating smoke and tiredness. You can't? You can?
Sometimes I feel like it. Like I can do anything.
I wish I felt like that too sometimes. I wonder if she hears the bitterness seeping into my words. The vicious cycle of unrequited feelings is poisoning me even now. Dude, I fucking know that feeling. I'm right there with you, my dude. I try to push the grim thoughts aside. My efforts meet with little success as my mind keeps swirling around what ifs and if onlys. Watching the moon slowly creeping higher, I realize that a long time has passed since I came here. It sobers me somewhat, but also reminds me of the sad status quo that we're in now. It's late. I'd better probably get going back to school. I stand up to leave, but Rin doesn't show any signs of rising up from the floor. She lies inanimate as though all life had been sapped from her. Little wisps of smoke float about her, memories of the cigarettes we shared. I grasp her by her short, thin arm and try to pull her up. To my surprise, she complies and stands up with some help from me. I notice how little Rin weighs, as if she were made of feathers. Are you gonna stay here overnight?
I have to. I haven't painted much in 3 days. I have to find out how I can start painting. Maybe the smoke helps.
Just take a break?
That's no good. I have to do it. If I can't paint anymore, I'll be destroyed for real.
Maybe you're just burned out. You've been working pretty hard.
That would be bad. I wonder if this is it for me. I wanted to see how far I can go. Maybe this is it. The end.
You just have artist block. It's not a big deal.
What's the word for when you can't paint, right? I've had that before. Never like this, though. I pick up a brush and then I want to put it down right away. And then I do. 3 days, it's like I've forgotten how to paint. I didn't think that was possible. Like more impossible than Emmy growing wings and a tail.
You need a break. I mean, I get that you're trying to go deeper inside yourself for your paintings, but it's really not that healthy for you to stay inside your own head for so long. That's true, man. I glance at the night sky visible through the window. A couple of stars are weakly twinkling above the city. They remind me of something I used to do. Once upon a time. It feels so horribly long ago. Come on, let's go outside.
Where?
Just for a walk. I'll show you my secret place. I don't know if it works in this town, but we can try. In any case, you need a break, and probably something to eat. Come on. You need to get your thoughts away from this for a while. When they're troubled, most people escape from their unhappy lives into a world of fantasy. I did that before, and I still do today. Reading books endlessly, immersing myself in their world rather than my own. Rin's escape should be the other way around, though. Out of her inner world and into the real. Rin doesn't look too happy about this, but I kind of just ignore her. At least she's somewhat cooperative, walking after me as we head down the stairs and then out to the sidewalk. Night has fallen upon the town. It's a gentle summer night, smelling of flowers and hot asphalt. The sunlight is replaced by shining neon colors and bland yellow street lights. The air is easy to breathe, as if the air pressure was noticeably lighter than usual. The feeling of daytime in the hot summer has lasted long into the evening and night. I grab Rin by her sleeve as I've seen Emmy do, and to my surprise, she obediently follows. The pale streetlights fight against the all-enveloping darkness as we walk together. The guide and the guided, although neither knows the direction. But it doesn't matter. This is the one moment where usually silences that have become a ritual between me and Rin at last fit perfectly. We walk side by side, choosing directions on impulse or inspiration. Sometimes we find ourselves back at a street we've already been to once or twice. Sometimes we find new streets. All of them look asleep. Rin doesn't ask where we're going. Maybe she doesn't care. Maybe she knows I don't have an answer. The silence of the night isn't scary. After all, the lights drive most of it away. The air grows cooler as the moon progresses through its journey into the cloudless sky. Few cars roam the streets at this hour, and even fewer people are on the sidewalk. The apparent lack of nocturnal life is somehow befitting of this place. There are around-the-clock shops and cafes, sure, but the atmosphere of the town itself is slumbering. A town that sleeps 8 hours a day. The city I grew up in, bathed in the electric glow of a million light bulbs, never slept. I've seen it for myself. It's not the first time I've done this. It happened one of the very first times I was home alone. Both of my parents had business trips that neither could cancel, so they deemed me old enough to survive 2 days on my own. Their misplaced trust in me did not go to waste as I proceeded to spend the entire night walking around the city. Even afterward, My apologies. I couldn't say what made me stay downtown longer than I intended after school. I didn't feel like going home, so I stayed through the evening and eventually through the entire night. I walked long concentric circles around the landmark chosen at random. For some reason, the nighttime city felt fascinating, so I walked its streets. At every intersection, it was possible to choose your direction at random because they all led nowhere. The aimless wandering made me see things differently. I hope it'll do the same for Rin. We stopped to buy some hot coffee and snacks from a vending machine and then locate a bench where we can sit down to eat. There's no time in the night of the town, so we spend an unknown amount of it just sitting there, observing the stillness of the usually vivid townscape. Still, it's getting very late, and soon it will be getting very early.
So is this it?
Hearing Rin's voice surprises me. She doesn't sound bored, rather her tone is inquisitive, uncertain as to why I dragged her out here, yet curious to find out the answer. Yeah. Have you ever been out all night? It's like a different world. The remark sends her thinking for a while, looking around as if she was looking for something. The wisps of light reflecting from the corners of her eyes are suddenly very sharp.
It's not a different world. It's the same, just asleep. What do you think this town is dreaming of? Maybe something like car sheep or building sheep. Why are dreams always about sheep? I did it again. I clicked the thing again. Silly Shannon, why you do that?
I've never seen a sheep-related dream that I can remember.
Do different towns dream of different things? I got it in the end.
Probably. How could they not? I answer half joking, half spurring her on. For the first time tonight? Fucking, it's this music, I tell you. It seems like a bit of Rin's life has returned to her. It doesn't continue her list of rhetorical questions, though. Instead, she just leans back a little and looks up at the moon traveling above the town. The cool breeze blowing between the buildings seems to steal the conversation away before it even really begins. It's too bad. It looked like Rin would get out of her blue mood. I wish I could somehow know the right things to say, but I realize I can't do that the way I am now. I'm far too apart from Rin. I'm too far... whatever. I haven't really managed to crack her open. It's just too complicated. It's like she's open to everything, equally disinterested in everything from the outset. In truth, she's locked tighter than anyone else I know, even myself. Sometimes she locks herself into that inner world, shutting everything else out. At other times, her thoughts flow freely from her mind, but not organized in any fashion that would make them intelligible to the rest of the world. What comes out in the form of paintings, I can't interpret. To me, it's just a sea of colors and shapes, not a message. She's too far away. I now know it was a bad idea to try and reach for her in the way I did, but I can't help liking her. I mean, fuck yeah. I mean, look at her, man. Come on. She's awesome. I look at the fingers in my right hand, trying to remember what Rin's lips felt like against them. Do you ever feel like you're trying to reach out for something that's impossible to reach? Rin turns her gaze to me, tilting her head quizzically. I wonder if she understands the meaning of my own rhetorical question or not. Either way, I like how I managed to catch her attention, just by speaking aloud nowadays.
All the time. At least I think so. That's what painting feels like a lot of the time. Or all the time. I don't know. Sometimes I get the feeling that I can really paint what I want. Sometimes it feels like it's just another shadow of me, like a mirror that doesn't work right.
Like talking?
Maybe. When I was little, I didn't really have friends. Maybe it's the same now. The only things I liked were pens and paints. They were the only things that understood me. Now it feels like that's going away too. Change really is a scary thing.
I wish I could understand you. She looks at me melancholically, roused by my thoughts materializing as words spoken aloud.
Me too.
Whether she meant she wished for me to understand her to understand me, or her to understand herself, I never asked, nor do I find out. I see her eyes searching for mine, serious and cryptic as they are. I'm not getting any explanation from here.
Don't worry about it.
I will. Small hints of a smile are wavering on her lips. When she's like this, it almost makes me feel like there's some hope for us. We get along so well for being so different. It's just that we never really get along precisely because we're so different. Maybe it was Rin's passionate approach to her own art exhibit, or perhaps my own careless words, but last week was different from usual. The small friction between us seems to be somewhat volatile, but at least we know now. At least we now seem to be back to normal, relatively speaking. We stand up from the bench and pick yet another direction in which to go. The wee hours of the night slowly pass by as we measure the streets of one town one step at a time. We're finally at ease, not minding the rare lone passerby, the eerie darkness, and each other, ourselves. Rin's step seems lighter, like the heavy air around her is letting go a little. I'm sorry, my fucking words are just terrible right now. It makes me feel happy. We don't talk, save for the single remarks that are spoken on the night of the town and never answered. The details jump into the eye instead of being the usual blur they are during the day. As the sky above the town changes from deep, dark blue to gray, I know that our night is soon ending. It's almost morning. Rin looks up too and nods at me. It's true, the coming light of morning is creeping through the sky, climbing higher by the minute. It feels surreal. The sun won't come up for a while, but I get the feeling that the end of this night really is here and now. Should we head back? Rin nods again, twice, her hair waving in the breeze that seems to be heralding the coming dawn. Abruptly, she takes off, taking the lead of this walkabout on which I brought her. It seems she really is in a better mood. This, too, makes me feel happy. Rin's navigational skills are probably not much better than mine, but we eventually find ourselves in front of Sai's place. I don't know if this was any help. I did this once before, but it was more because of a stupid impulse or maybe restlessness back then. Maybe it was a silly idea and didn't really help you out at all. She just nods as an answer. So, do you know how you're gonna destroy yourself now?
I have some ideas.
I don't want to see you for a while. Don't come and see me. Do something else. Her ultimatum catches me completely off guard. What the hell? What's that about? You said before that you didn't mind. I mind now. It's just for a while and I have to do this alone. I don't like that. Why? I don't want it to go like this. Why? I just don't want to feel this distance between you and me. She tilts her head like a bird, her eyes narrowing a little as she thinks.
Then you can touch me.
What?
You can touch me if you want. You'd feel better, right?
I don't know. What?
Try.
Where do you want me to touch you?
No boobs or left ear. Other than that, you can decide.
Fine. I raise my hand hesitantly, even though I don't know why I'm actually doing this. It's a very good question. You think it through a little bit. Her eyes tell me that she's not going to explain. 1,000 thoughts race through my head as I slowly bring my hand close to Rin's face and press 3 fingers against her pale cheek. Rin feels soft and cold. She closes her eyes on contact and visibly relaxes. I can feel her soft breathing, her muscles releasing tension as my fingertips caress her cheek. She doesn't rest her head against my palm or anything you'd expect a girl to do in this sort of situation. In fact, she hasn't really reacted at all, save for those now shut eyes. Once I withdraw my hand, she opens them again. It might just be an illusion created by the timid morning sunlight playing with my eyes, but Rin looks like she's holding back a smile. This is the problem with our relationship. Half the time, I have no idea what's going on. The other half, I just fail to understand why things are going on like they are. As usual, I'm not gonna get an explanation. Rin merely takes a step towards the door.
See you later.
Then she disappears from my reach for an undefined period of time. After I realize what I'm doing, I turn away, feeling embarrassed about watching her so intently. Is that a thing people... Here's a question. Do you ever just stare at... the juice glistening on the lips of your partner? You don't need to answer that question.